Hello traders, hope you're doing well. Am I audible to you? Let me know. Okay, audible. All right. So here what we can notice is on a 15 minutes time frame, BTC has been in the past, it has formed a pole. We can consider this zone as a pole, and here market has formed a flag, right? This looks like a bearish flag pattern. So as per price action, market is supposed to move towards the downside, but here we have a strong support. Okay, previously without breaking that level, yesterday to a certain extent market held on to that range, again it held on to that range. So this becomes an important zone in the market. The next important support zone for the market is this area. If market was somewhere at this zone or this zone or near the break, if it had given a breakout, then maybe we could have decided the direction of the market. Now it is a bit tricky. Even though bearish flag pattern is forming in the market, the zone becomes very narrow, it becomes very tight. So market is holding on to this range. So we need to look at US market, how it's performing. Based on that, we need to look at, but US market, is it closed or what it is? Dow Jones is kind of open. Okay. S&P 500, Nasdaq still we are supposed to see. I did not see if US market is open also. All the analysis I wanted to do in front of you guys itself. And to a certain extent, yes, BTC, the way how it is moving today, it's kind of boring itself, right? So no doubt in that. We will see for the 1 hour, in case there is any small opportunity for us to capture, we will try to do that. And other index also many people are interested to look at, right? Oil, commodity, everything. So we will discuss about that as well. Okay. As of now, market is in a consolidation range. So in case it breaks the upper zone or lower zone, any interesting setup we get, we can try. Just confirm, is US market open or not? Hi sir, opened account with your link. How will I get the course? You send WhatsApp message, sir, to the number what you're seeing on the screen. So once you message, we will look into that. Little team also is occupied. We are working on something else. We are a bit busy, but today is Thursday, right? So all the messages whoever is sending related to crypto, maybe by Friday or Saturday, you will get access. No, sir. Today S&P by an holiday. Okay. Today US market is holiday. That's why at 7 o'clock there's no big movement in the market. That's okay. Anyways, as usual, we will discuss about other index also, right? That we will do today. Here also in BTC, anyways, it is open. In that any opportunity, we have got a breakdown here. This zone, it was holding on to this range. One small attempt I can do on the bearish side. Let me switch to 3 minutes time frame. Breakdown, retest, and it is showing continuation. Stop loss is kind of small itself. So I'll place one order here. Just around 25-26 points is the risk for this trade. Market was trading within this range for longer duration. Of course, I know these areas is there as support and supporting zones. Market corrected close to 786 level range. If market breaks this level, one extra pullback we can expect. Okay. At least 1:2 is what we expect in all the trades. Market is very close to the support zone. We'll see how this turns out. Okay. Had been outside, I just quickly came in and I did not have time to get ready also. I came directly in front of you guys only. I'm analyzing. This one you see market was forming bearish flag pattern kind of setup and things like that, right? But I don't think bigger breakdown will happen market, even if it gives a breakdown at some important level, let's say at these levels. One issue we have, right here, it can give a breakdown again, correct like that. It can make a movement again, stay in sideways range. That's not under our control. But in case if it corrects from this buying pressure zone, targeting these people is difficult. But let's say market to a certain extent, it goes at least up to 0.5 or 618 level zone, right? So by then we will trail the stop loss. Additional movement we can try to capture, and then if market reverse also, no problem, right? So in that logic only I've taken this trade. Let's discuss about other indexes also one by one. Let's say we look into gold. In gold, I feel in recent time an important supporting zone would be whatever I mentioned in this video. I would highly recommend you to mark those levels on your chart also. Okay, this can be the next supporting zone if market gives a breakdown also, and the next upper level resistance for the market can be 3,395 396 zone. Okay, so this is the upper zone. Now in gold, what is happening? It's correcting, right? So here, let's say I draw a trend line. This trend line is acting as resistance 1, resistance 2, and resistance 3. So continuously 3 resistance, and market is where near a supporting zone. So here market is in a range, it's near the supporting zone, and at what level this is also you need to take into consideration. It's around 618 level. So people who's interested to take a risk in this trade, in this case maybe with small stop loss, you can try to look for one opportunity towards the upside, right? This one is not for safe traders, but who is willing to take a trade here, you can trade here. If market gives a breakout, by then you will trail the stop loss to cost. Additional movement if market does, that you can take to your advantage. Okay, here no movement at all in BTC. So gold, I think you have got some clarity. This is the gold level. It's corrected, one small attempt towards the calls. Bullish side, no problem here, because that trade looks sensible. Based on price action, yes, market is supposed to move towards the upside. Okay. Now this one, when it comes to oil and things like that, you guys know Iran-Israel war is happening. Because of that, now recently they have bombed hospitals also. So there is Trump and Trump and Israel both have been supporting each other, and a lot of things Trump is speaking negative about Iran and things like that is happening. But Iran recent update is they have bombed a hospital. Is it going to escalate and things like that? That is a biggest question. So if that happens, if fear of war escalates and other things, if the war becomes more serious, more powerful bombs if they put, then the chances of oil price increasing is high. You see, Iran has one area, okay, that acts as a channel for oil supply, okay. If that channel, if Iran blocks, people have to take a different route to export oil to other country. That will become more expensive and all those things. So the zone what you see right now, as of now, you consider this as a resistance, and supporting zone for the market would be 71 to 71 70 to 71 range, okay. 70 to 71, okay. This is going to be the next supporting range. This is the next resistance. If oil price increases, any such thing comes, only if market goes above this, sustains, then look for bullish trade in oil, not at this point of time, okay. I hope the view about oil is clear. It is at a supply zone. This is the demand zone. Oil price as of now, because of war fear, it can increase, but if you are looking for bullish trade also, it has to be above the zone itself, okay. What traders? No move, nothing. Ethereum, if you look at Ethereum, the moment is, if you look at Ethereum, here what Ethereum is doing, somewhat similar kind of movement itself. You see it was trading within a range here. This is the supporting range. Continuously this area was acting as support. This upper level was the resistance. Ethereum also has given a breakdown, but it is holding on near the supporting zone. In Ethereum, as of now, planning anything doesn't make sense. You need to wait for a bit, maybe a pullback or something like that, because market is near 786 level supporting zone. What I would suggest to you is mark this zone, okay. Any 15 minutes candle shows continuation towards the downside below this zone, then you can try to target these areas if market goes below the zone at this point of time, okay. Now what is the logic for the trade which I have taken? For that, again we have to go to 15 minutes. In 15 minutes we can see, or higher time frame also, you see market was from the upper level, it corrected. So people, based on price action, we can consider this as a pool, and this area where market is consolidating, where we consider this as a flag. Market has formed a base here, right? At the upper level, it's consolidating. So this becomes an indecision zone. US market is closed. Because of that, movement in the market also is very slow. But why we have taken this trade is, my expectation is not that market will come to this support. Okay, it might come here, it might correct a bit, maybe up to 50-60% it can correct. Later from this zone again it can reverse and stay sideways. Additional movement if it does, that is bonus for us. Apart from that, at this point of time when market is low, this is the only opportunity which is visible. So that is the only reason we have taken this trade. If the movement continues, we will try to hold on, just reduce the loss as much as possible. How many of you have, now this is a supporting zone, you can see from your market move up, again this area. So this will tempt some people to take bearish trade. Okay, but we have taken a bit early, so we will just leave this trade as it is. If market continues, goes as per what we need, then we will try to hold on to the trade and capture the moment. I've not read any comments or anything as such. Can I be able to make profit with 10 lakh capital? Sir, give my account details to WhatsApp now. See, 10,000 is very less, okay? In one trade only, you can finish off 10,000. Okay, so that's not a big capital. If with 10,000, if you are okay, you can be profitable, but are you okay to make only 1,000? With 10,000 capital, net to net, if you make 1,000, that is 10% return. Are you okay to make 10% return per month? If that is the case, you can trade with 10,000. With 10,000, if you are thinking, okay, I'll make lakhs together, that doesn't make sense. Right? If you want to make, let's say, 30,000 per month, at least to a certain extent, 8 to 10,000 risk you have to take. And you have to hold a trade for a longer duration. All these things, when you do itself, you'll be able to capture. I'll switch to 1 minute time frame. Okay. Market has given a breakdown. You guys saw that, right? Here, this continuation, whatever is happening, anytime market can reverse. But almost market is coming to the target zone, means what we will do, we will try to reduce this one loss for this trade. We will try to extend the target. Either we give trailing stop loss, okay, and try to capture bigger movement, or what we do, we make net to net. What is this? You guys want to exit, you can exit, that's up to you. So net to net, this trade is going to be profitable itself for us. Too much big movement and all I'm not expecting, but sometimes if the movement continues and things like that, if there is opportunity, why not? Anyways, this has become a risk-free trade for us. So that moment, if we are able to capture, we will do that. Okay. Basically, after the breakdown, market is supposed to give a pullback after this breakdown, but bearishness is a bit strong. So, okay, we will see how it goes. Without US market and all open, right? Trading in this and all gets a bit boring. Don't you agree? As of now in BTC, this trade is running. Other index, we will see. Like I said, this is an important zone. If market has broken this level, anyone who's interested, you can enter this zone and all. I don't think market will take support. It will go little lower also. Okay. So anyone who thinks about entering at the support, considering this area as previous support, even to a certain extent, they can get trapped. So take that also into consideration. So some people are entering considering this area as support. I don't know how far. If I'm in the market, definitely I will not consider this as support. Expectation is market will correct even more. Here continuation is happening. That's okay. So in this particular trade for us, if downside movement happens, around $60 at least is a decent profit, or we will make $14 profit and close. Robin sir, good evening. Welcome to the live stream. Those of you watching the live stream, support the channel traders by liking the video. It helps me also, it keeps me also motivated to make regular videos for you guys. Now see, breakdown has attracted some people. Here, like I said, little pullback is expected. This pullback, if it takes the trailing stop loss, that's okay. We'll just leave it as it is. Now this zone is whoever's entered along with me, just look at this. This zone is kind of a confusion zone in the market. Why? This is 618 level. Okay. From recent swing low to swing high, if you draw, where is the market taking support? It is taking support near 618. From here, either a pullback can come or a trend correction also can come. So those who's holding on to this trade, at this point of time, if you want to exit, you can consider exit, and later if market goes below this zone, then you can think about the next entry. Okay, I've already informed. This is the import. Our first target also was somewhere at this zone itself. I'm not exiting because I've reduced this one to cost. If market moves with $14, what to do, right? So anyways, this has become a risk-free trade for me, so no problem. But if you are here, the 618 level support, if market breaks this zone, good, additional movement we will get. But here there can be a chance of pullback, hitting the stop loss and correcting. All of those things can happen. So if you want to book, you can book. I'm not exiting from this trade. Okay. What's happening? Oil, like I said, this is the indecision zone. No need to plan anything at this zone. If you're, this is the resistance. If you want above this placing stop loss, you can look for bearish. But for bullish trade, in case oil price increases, you have to look only above 75.40. Okay, that is about this one. Already I had given you the setup about previously I spoke about oil. This is about gold. Gold, as from the zone, it has given a slight decent movement from the time I've given the entry itself, around 7 pips. That's okay. Rest additional movement is this resistance. So here, if it corrects from this, if it moves up, you can book the target. By now you can get your stop loss up to this zone also if you want. Okay, if I was there, I would have just left this trade as it is. From here, let it correct, move towards the upside. We will try to capture the moment. That's it. Market, it has given a breakdown. It's at important support, which is 0.618 level. From here, there is a chance of pullback or reversal. Who wants to book the profit here, you can book. How was today's market, traders? Indian market, for me, little bit roller coaster ride itself. See, this was my setup, initial setup. Market has given a movement, but no proper movement in the premium at all, right? So this was the entry. Market did not come to stop loss. Somewhere here I entered. This was a nice movement, but on expiry day, premium decay was more. So this was one setup. Next, I was traveling, so this reversal I had discussed about already in the group. You can see here in Telegram group also. I think, where's that screenshot? Can you see this? From here, gold reversing, Nifty reversing, Bank Nifty also can give a pullback. Was my expectation. Bank Nifty just came to the support. After coming to the support, only a small pullback. After that, some movement is post 2 o'clock, right? This movement, this one and all is like close to 1 o'clock, 1:15, that's fine. But here, this moment is what post 2 o'clock. So after 2 o'clock, I don't even prefer to sit in the market, look at the setup and things like that, because my psychology doesn't work post 2 o'clock. Many more than making profit, right? By the setup which I take, I've seen in the past after 2 p.m. majority of my setup keeps failing. So that's why to a certain extent I've made a rule that morning from 9:15 till 2 o'clock, any setup, majority of the setup I should have entered by 1 o'clock or 1:30. After that, if the setup is running, I'll hold it max to max up to 2 o'clock. After that, I don't hold any trade. I don't even look at the market. Many people might be expert in what do they call that? I forgot. Hero zero trades and things like that, right? Those things and all doesn't work for me. I made good profit in the past by doing hero zero, but in reality, more than making profits in hero zero, I made more losses in hero zero itself. So my basic rules is no trading after 2 p.m, not taking more than 1 or 2 trades per day, okay, and managing my risk reward. Already I would decide today what is going to be my maximum risk, that I will follow. Hero zero trade psychology doesn't work for my mindset, so I'm a bit of conservative trader. I'll wait for setup and then only take. So hero zero doesn't work, so I don't follow that. So each person's character is different, so based on that only we can set some of the trading rules, okay. Based on that, if you plan to take trades, it will be very, very helpful for you also. Irrespective of what is happening, interesting setup is visible for you at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, still my preference is to stay away, right? So like that you can make your own rules for your trade so that you are disciplined. Around 42 people watching the live stream, only 15 likes. Support the channel traders by liking the video. This is the last time I will say this is 618 level support. So this was profit booking zone number 1, okay. This is for safe traders. Here market is holding. So why am I not exiting? Already I have tailed my stop loss from this zone to this zone. Now if additional movement comes, okay, if market goes up to 786 level, the probability of it going to 786 level is just 50%. But here I have reduced my loss. I got my, whatever happens with profit only, I'm going to exit in this trade. So nothing to worry, nothing to lose. So I'm just holding on to this trade. In the comment section, whoever entered this trade, let me know, have you exited? When I told you about this already some time back only, I've told 2 times, 3 times. Or are you holding the trade along with me after trailing the stop loss? The movement is a bit quick, right? Almost coming to trailing stop loss. This is my trailing stop loss for the trade. If it hits the trailing stop loss, fine. Or else I'll just leave this trade. Here the zone. The chances of market breaking the support only is high, traders. So I personally, I would not enter any bullish trade considering this zone as support in Ethereum, okay. So that rest is up to you. You want to enter, I don't know how much movement this can do. This can move up to this zone or correct, okay, or it can go up to this trend line zone and correct. That possibility is there, but sentiment is here. I will not enter bullish trade because at what zone it's going to correct, I have less idea. Okay, so I will avoid there. Did BTC is still, it's just going on, no change. This trade what I shared earlier, market has given a moment, it's a pullback, but if I was there in this trade, I would be holding that. Like I said, no bullish trade in oil as long as it stays above the zone. Bearish trade means small stop loss, you can look for bearish. This is the supply zone. Okay, this is the supply zone according to me. Market is supposed to move towards the downside. So if you're bearish, you can look into it. Because of war news, you're bullish, then only if it breaks the zone and sustains, only then you can look for bullish. No bullish trade in oil as of now. Suddenly any news or anything related to war comes, we don't keep track of that, but based on price action, stop loss hunting, market at this point of time, I would consider this as overbought zone. Okay, so it has to correct a bit. Pullback is happening. The pullback is near 0.618 level itself. So I already informed safe traders to exit here at this zone at least. I'll just leave this trade as it is without making any changes. Today market is kind of boring itself, traders. Nothing big to say. Gold is still in a correction phase. As long as it goes below the zone, no need to look for any bearish trade in gold. Okay. So Ethereum from the support zone, it's moving a bit towards the upside. That's okay. I'm not interested in market here. It has taken the trailing stop loss, so net to net profitable trade itself. Nothing to worry about this. To the zone. Who exited a bit early, fine for me. Trailing stop loss what I kept. I'll just mark these levels and keep. If this is liquidation grab, then only market has chance of making a very big move. People would have bought here. When market gave a breakdown, it would have attracted bearish traders, but buyers stop loss would have been hunted at this breakdown. Now since at the lower zone the buyers are strong, they might be thinking of holding on to the market, and because of that market might be moving towards the upside. But I have a conviction that if it moves up also, sustenance is low, it will move towards the downside. That's my personal opinion. Up to like 1,03,960 zone it can correct. So that is why here false breakdown, whatever it is, I'm not planning for any bullish trade in the market. My view about the market is still bearish itself. In the future, let market break 618 level soon. Okay, then we'll be looking at bearish trade. We also will look at how market reacts near the supporting zone. Previously, what was it? This area was a supporting zone. Okay, market has given a breakdown. Now it is moving towards the upside. This can be a retest. Even though this is 618, I'm not entering any bullish trade. This bearish trade trailing stop loss we have given. So whoever exited here, good. My trailing stop loss got hit somewhere at this zone. This market is reversing right now. At this zone, how market reacts, I will look into that. Okay. Just correction. What else? So here, what's happened at with Ethereum? It's given a breakdown. It's come again for the zone for retest. Okay. So this zone people are considering as support. Liquidity is there at this bottom. So in case market corrects, again it will try to break the zone. Even though this is a supporting zone, I'm not entering any bullish trade in Ethereum at this point of time. I missed the trade. Can I enter with small stop loss? My trailing stop loss market has taken. We will see traders are here at the zone. Market is correcting a bit. So little stop loss we have to give. The problem is the buyers who are here, how strong they are, we are yet to know. Okay, we don't have a clarity about that. Market was not able to break 618 level. So if market they are forming base here, then our entry point should be near this base. Stop loss has to be somewhere here. This is one attempt. That is for safe traders. Or else here at this zone, if market comes, this upper box, there we can be looking for bearish trade. All right. So the first focus will be on this setup. If market goes below this zone, there we will be looking for one more trade. Today, US market close means things are kind of boring for me. I should agree on that. Here, this trend line is acting as resistance. Market gave a breakdown. Any bearish traders would be trapped, removed from the market. For me, as per the first setup if I kept stop loss, I would have still been in trade. That's okay, because if market converts to sideways, too much of thing we did not hold. Net to net profit we closed, so that's fine. So setup is from this upper zone only. Any reversal setup we get, we can look into it. Not at this point of time. Here, if it's correcting also, no problem. We will consider this area as indecision zone. Ethereum might be slightly moving. Ethereum is slightly moving. It's at the upper level. From here it will correct, or from this zone, as per my understanding, I expect correction. So I'm not looking for bullish trade here in Ethereum. In BTC we will beat. Hi sir, will leverage given by crypto exchange get capped anytime soon? At this point of time, I don't think so. Okay, because these things doesn't come under guidelines, it comes under FIO guidelines. So to a certain extent, I think at least for 1 year, 1.5 year, this marginal benefit what you're getting, we can make use of it. But if you make use of it for your advantage, that will be good, because 200x leverage you take, you have, let's say you have 50,000, that 50,000, in that everything you take, let's say you take 1 BTC altogether in one trade. If you make loss, you lose 20,000, 25,000. That kind of situation and all, you should not come. You don't have to treat this as lottery, is what I'm trying to say. They're giving you 200x leverage, don't take 200x. If 1 BTC to trade, if they're giving you leverage also, don't trade 1 BTC, just trade with 50 lots, okay, 100 lots. Based on that, you slowly try to grow your account, okay. Once you grow your account, you will only get the confidence that you will only add more funds for your trade. No one has to advise you, you will only increase the lot size also. Anyone who's looking at news, keep track of news, okay, let me know. This setup, breakout, pullback, consider this as retest. If I was there in the straight stop loss target, I wouldn't have changed, because moment is there, I wouldn't have booked here also. I would have held on to this trade, looked for this target. Ravin Kumar sir, good evening, welcome to the live stream. Slowly market is moving. 260 points. We'll see, traders, how market reacts at this zone. If it's giving any bearish signals, things like that, small stop loss, we will look for opportunity. In case market is creating some kind of confusion, US market is closed, means because of that moment, if it is not interesting, things like that, then we will not take any trade. Mark this trend line also, resistance. Market tested the zone once, twice, thrice. One second, traders, I'll be back. It's coming for a correction at this zone. I think Ethereum also. Ethereum just holding on to this range. We'll wait for some time. If I'm entering here, target stop loss, I cannot keep too much. I have to keep somewhere here. The zone is the problem. Market has not yet reached the zone. If I enter here, what I will do is I will go as per this. If I enter here based on this, I have to reduce the risk for the trade. It has to be around 300. Just market is very silent at this zone. Quickly, if it had broken the zone and again given a correction, it would have been really great for us. Extra 120 points is what I'm looking at if I enter at the zone. After I enter here, if it moves up to the zone, then I cannot keep my stop loss somewhere on top. I have to keep it a little higher itself, because spikes are very common in the market. So I'll wait for the level. I'll wait for this level. Let's see how market reacts at this zone. This is the only setup which is visible for me at this point of time, where I'm okay to risk. If it had gone below this zone, maybe one more attempt on the bearish side I would have done below this zone. But now I will consider this as pullback itself, and then we will see for if I'm getting the setup. If the movement is very quick, then I will avoid this trade. Without US market, things are very boring. Any update on Israel-Iran war? Gold at this point of time, like I said, this is the stop loss. I would be holding on to this trade. In case I book the loss, I book the loss. This moment expectation is market will move towards the upside. Okay, that I'm saying based on price action. Here, like this was a correction. I said as long as market is making a momentum like this, do not look for any bullish trade, as this supply zone. So as long as market is, let's say it comes to this zone also, still it is supply zone. Only if it goes above the zone after retest breakout, then we will consider that the supply zone will next act as supporting zone. Okay, like that we need to see. BTC, okay, it's reached the entry point level. What is Ethereum doing? And it's coming for a retest zone. So traders, this is the only trade I'll be taking. Okay, it's going to be my last trade for the day. I placed a sell order here. It's entirely up to the market. So here I go, place the stop loss. Stop loss is fixed at this zone. And target for this, maybe we can try up to 2.5, 2.6. All right. I kept the trigger for the target. I kept the trigger for the stop loss. Market has given a breakdown. It's gone for a retest. This demand zone, this support zone, once it is broken, it should basically act as a resistance. Market has given a pullback. Maybe that was to remove weak players who entered at the bottom. We entered our trade somewhere here, the first trade, bearish trade, right? So some moment we were able to capture. Now here, if market is deciding to trap people who took bearish trade, right? If this was just a pullback to remove weak players from the market, then the sellers who was on top, they might try to hold on to the market. So expectation is they will keep the market towards the downside. Okay, this is the logic for the trade. I've entered the trade. As of now, market is at cost to cost. Is the running trade. Movement is a bit strong here. I'm not going to make any changes to the stop loss at this point of time. I'm just going to leave the setup as it is. As of now, maybe it has corrected up to 786 level. How it reacts at the zone is important. Is there any latest news? Pro-Israel hackers reportedly destroyed 90 million worth of Iranian cryptocurrency, highlighting ongoing geopolitical tension affecting crypto markets. That's kind of negative. The ongoing conflict itself is going to be a bit issue. bit of a issue has led to significant volatility in crypto markets, practically affecting Bitcoin prices. Bitcoin prices, yes, getting affected because of the war and things like that. For me, always, like, I want less news, because I probably most of the time, let's say if there is any Fed meeting, or let's say RBI meeting, those kind of events, okay, during that market hours, how what they speak, all those things I will see. Rest of the news and other things, the stock announced a bonus, or uh, any positive or negative, when it comes to news based, I personally will not look at news at all, because for me, setups whatever I see should be based on only two concepts. One is price action, another one is stop loss hunting. So based on this concept, if I'm getting the setup, without thinking too much, I look into the trade. If the news, whatever it is, based on that, if the stop loss is hitting, nothing can be done. Already stop loss is decided. I give that stop loss without thinking too much. I close. Sometimes those news can go to our favor also. That time additional movement we will get, right? Where let's say I wanted to book just, let's say for example 500 points, because I was at the right direction based on price action. Along with that, the news also supported that I can be making, let's say, 1000 points, 1500 points also. So most of the setup whatever I take will be based on price action itself. Very, very less importance I give for the news. Yes, every day some or the other news keeps coming out. We can't keep giving importance to that, because I personally feel I'm not that smart to dissect the information what is available, how that affects our market and all those things in short term. I'm saying, let's say for intraday perspective, how it's going to affect all those things, I'm not sure. I don't think I'll get proper understanding of that. But for long term perspective, I know how, where I have to invest. Let's say, why am I investing in gold? Because I have a different calculation where once whatever reason Fed has to cut the interest rate, right? So when they start cutting the interest rate, dollar value will reduce. Because of that, gold price again at whatever level it is. You guys, if you have been following my free Telegram group, many times in the past I've discussed at what level I discussed about long-term investment for gold, right? So I have already seen 38-40% gain in gold in this year alone. So now also the setup what I'm taking, yes, here I understand market was at this zone, it gave a breakdown, and this would have attracted bearish traders. Because of that, market reversed. Market was at 618 level. Whoever wanted to exit, they could have exited here. I gave trailing stop loss, and then market up to the zone it comes, I waited. Now again I'm waiting, because here seller pressure started. I hope sellers will keep the market at the lower end, or they'll try to keep sideways for longer duration. Above this, if market goes, without thinking too much, I have to give the stop loss and close the trade, right? It is that simple. When I go to complicate things, that is where confusion starts. When there is confusion, you take wrong decisions. So all those things is not required. That's my personal opinion. That's why when many people ask about this news, how it impacts and things like that, I don't discuss about all those things. I just give a general understanding. Of course, everyone will have general understanding. That is fine. But in detail, based on that, how do we take a trade? It is difficult. Here you see crude oil. Still there's a supply zone. Here, if it is, I asked, is there any news? Because crude oil is kind of moving towards the upside. But still, we will not be taking bullish trade as long as it breaks, retest and breaks the high. Okay. Still, this is a supply zone. Gold, as of now, it would have come lower somewhere at this zone. If I was there in the trade, I would have still held on to my stop loss target zone and if I stop loss hits, without thinking too much, I would have exited. Nothing much to discuss about that. BTC, it's kind of correcting. How many of you entered this trade along with me? Let me know. See, now what I would prefer to do is I would prefer to reduce. When market was at this zone, giving so much stop loss was sensible. Now it is not sensible for me. So in this particular trade, I've reduced the stop loss. So $27 is the risk, $110 is the profit. This setup perfectly, we have waited during this pullback. Here I did not enter, here I did not enter. Exactly where I thought, okay, sensibly we can enter, where stop loss is reasonable. That is where we have entered. That is where we place stop loss, because here risk to a certain extent also can be managed, right? So I hope you have got some understanding in today's this one live, where how we can patiently wait, even though sometimes market, this also you can consider as learning itself, where market reversed, but trail your stop loss so that no big loss for you. You hold on to the trade. If stop loss hits, okay, anyways it is trailing stop loss, you give the trailing stop loss. If you want to book how 618 level can act as important support, market can reverse, that you guys have seen here today. Apart from that, this breakdown, after breakdown, it will market can attract some people, so to trap the market can reverse. That logic I have explained. So all of these things you can use in Nifty and Bank Nifty also. Okay, how many of you entered along with me, traders, this trade? Venkatesh BH has entered. Okay, anyone else? Balkrishna sir, okay. From our end, we have reduced the risk and everything for this trade. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Sai Kumar has entered. Traders, if you have made use of the content, updates, logics, whatever I've shared, support the channel by liking the video. It keeps me also encouraged to discuss a lot of things, my experience and things like that. Now we'll cut down our risk little lower also. Almost we get it to cost zone. So in this trade, $11 is the risk, profit is $110. If you're worried, you want to book profit here, you can book here. This pullback is kind of 786 level zone. Here you want to book, you book. I'm not going to book or do anything. If I end up in loss also, it's fine for me. For you, I'm saying if you want to book, you can book it here. I'll not book. I'll leave this trade. Candle closing is important. At least if candle closing happens below the zone, it will be little more better. At least up to this zone if market comes. Here, who wants to book, you can book. Okay. What happens when trend line meet like on the chart? Trend line meets like this, nothing can happen. See, in price action, there's a pattern, breakdown, retest, okay, and then breakdown. Okay, this area was acting as support. See traders, one last time I will say, this is an important zone. If you want to book, you book it here. Okay, I'll not repeat. So that is one logic. This area is acting as resistance. The way how market those they sold at the zone, so I thought this area still it can act as support. Okay, because sellers who are here, they might be a bit strong, they might hold on, they might push the market a bit lower. So that was the logic. Now here additional movement possible only below this green candle. See, multiple confirmation we have taken in the state to enter bearish, right? Trend line, breakdown, retest, and market maximum up to 786 level it can go. From there, if the seller is strong, they have to re-enter, they will not allow for breakout. And this pullback was it just to remove weak players, then market has to move down. Those things, this trend line is acting as resistance. That around 4 to 5 things we have taken into consideration and built a story around it. Now my problem is I don't know if it's going to trade within the zone, become sideways, or without breaking this level it's going to give a pullback. That one I'm not sure. But since my risk is very small and reward is very good, so I am holding. That's it. Balkrishna sir booked. Okay. Where is the possibility of reversal? Possibility of reversal is at the zone. That's why I'm saying anyone who wants to book, you book. There's 50% chance of reversal here. In Ethereum, what did I say some time back? There are two areas where market can reverse, either here or here. So I'm not interested in bullish trade because I don't know from here it will reverse or from here it will reverse. So at that point of time, I cannot take bullish trade here. I will not get proper risk reward. If the breakdown happens, it will become bit strong. All those issues I will face. So rather I said at the upper level, maybe bearish opportunity is there, means you guys see. So it's holding on to this range. Okay. Whoever wants to book, you can book. See, what you do is scroll down. In this position, you click on exit. How much of a percentage? 50%, 70%, 75, 100%. How many lots you want to book? That you click here and confirm and exit. Okay. Which time frame do you prefer? See, I prefer 1 minute time frame itself, but volatility is kind of high in Indian market. I'm very much used to 1 minute time frame, but crypto market 5 minutes is too much. 1 minute is too early. 5 minutes is too long. So to create balance, 3 minutes time frame is what I'm preferring at this point of time. Sometimes 1 minute time frame can give you false signals, okay, and 5 minutes time frame can give you late entry. To compensate both, 3 minutes time frame is what I have preferred. Now those of you who wish to open account with Delta Exchange using our link, you will be getting access to this course. The link for the course is there. The link to open account is there in the comment section. You can go. This is around 30 minutes video. I've given a lot of live market examples, how this setup work. It is EMA based strategy with all those logic I have explained. Okay. So if you're interested in that, you can have a look. Last time I told this is the zone where market can reverse. Who wants to book, you can book here. Again, I'm saying here there is 50% chance market can reverse. You want to book now, you book. I have reduced the loss as much as possible and I'm holding on to this trade. So I am okay. If you're not okay, you don't hold. Whatever moment you got from the entry zone, you take that. Traders, there might be something fishy going on around in terms of this one. It has significantly, it has moved towards the upside. Still, I consider this as supply zone itself. If market, there's a chance of reversal from here, look for bullish, let's say this breakout, and if it goes above 75 150, first moment you ignore, pull back, and then it breaks the high, then maybe you can focus on crude oil. Not at this point of time. Gold pullback, if I've held on to the trade, I'll be somewhere near cost to cost, so nothing big to say in that. Ethereum, again, it has come to day supporting zone. You can see that here. This is the day supporting zone. If anyone who's entered here, trail your stop loss, and if it gives a breakdown, give a closing, trail your stop loss here. Additional movement, whatever it is, you can try to capture. Anyways, you would have reduced the stop loss for the trade. Okay. Just break this, buddy. This level, if you break, that's enough. Because at least a spike towards the downside is possible. Good. Spike has come. Now additional spike is required here. This is fine. This market has broken, right? So little more confidently we can hold on to this trade. Even though this previously is acting as support, I feel market will break this. Risk is small, so I'm holding. Mm-hmm. 75.25. 75.25. This is the resistance. Above this level, market has to sustain. Okay. I already opened account in Delta Exchange with the link and the information in WhatsApp also to join the private. But still, there is this weekend I'll take care of for traders. See, I was traveling, family members' birthday, all those things were there, so I was a bit occupied with those things. You leave a message on Friday or Saturday for all the messages, around 20-30 messages there. I'll reply to all those messages. Okay. Now market has given a breakdown. Who was holding? You can trail the stop loss. You want to book here, you can book. That's entirely up to you. For me in this trade, whatever happens today, around $25 profit or $110 profit. So profit will be around 8,000 rupees. Okay. Or it's going to be 2,000 rupees. Now what we will do is switch to 1 minute time frame. Okay, too long we cannot sit in the trade after the breakdown has happened, so we will try to reduce the risk by 1. What was the previous 15 minutes candle? What was the 15 minutes candle? This is the previous 15 minutes candle, right? So we will get it there to that zone. Okay, so stop loss trail to this candle's opening, so that's okay. Who wants to book here? You can book, traders. So in this trade we'll make $42 profit or $110. This is the booking zone. Okay, the current level, whoever wants to book, you can do that. Hi bro, Chinnu, super expansion, 1 day target, 4 hour time frame target. As of now, $72. What we will do, we'll reduce the risk little more. Safe traders, this is the booking zone. Okay, you can book now. For me, additional movement, if it's possible, if there is chance, I want to capture. You see, now whatever happens, $52 profit, or I'll make $110 profit. Movement is good, movement is strong. We'll give little more buffer for the market. Just 100 points more. We'll reduce the stop loss a bit more. Okay, so here is the stop loss zone. Here, if there is a pullback, we will exit either $71 profit or 110. How many of you entered this trade along with me? What is your status of the trade? Have you booked the profit? If you are interested to share, you can share how much you booked also. $88. Profit booked. V5 creations. All right. Now what we will do, let's switch to 1 minute time frame. In 1 minute time frame, what we can observe is market is holding on. It's not able to break the previous high. Here a green candle, that's fine. This somehow it has to break the low of this candle. If it is finding it difficult to break this low, then it is a bit challenging. It's finding it difficult to break the low. 1 more minute for this candle to close. We will see how it reacts here. If it breaks the low, then good for us. $38 booked. Okay. $22, $21. The zone it has to. Last time I told you, right? If market breaks this zone, I don't care about this zone, right? If this zone market holds, if this candle where it was giving a pullback, I said if it breaks off this zone, then no point in exiting the trade, for at least for me here, because I will hold on, because possibility of breakdown continuation is high. Now market was finding it difficult to break this candle. Sometimes switching to 1 minute time frame, we will get some understanding. Anyways, this is the trailing stop loss. Okay, my stop loss is taken. What is it? Okay, done. $69, $70 profit in this trade. This was a good trade. Now you can see again this candle's high is not able to break, so to a certain extent don't go for bearish for some more time. This might be an important zone. Let's see what zone this is. A little below 618. My target was near 786 level only. Maybe it will go up to the target, I feel, but trade is closed, no problem. My trade is closed. In case your trade is not closed, only keep your stop loss little above. I thought of saying by then market pulled. Anyways, the support zone here, if it corrects from this zone again, it might reverse. But okay, trailing stop loss, if you have given fresh trade and all, we cannot take right now, because profit what we have in that only we can manage. But I don't know if this pullback is going to come up to this zone and it's going to achieve the target or whatsoever, or from this zone only it's going to correct. Let's not take the risk. Already 1 hour 30 minutes live stream done. I hope you guys made use of the updates that I shared today. US market was closed, so things were a bit boring. Nothing can be done. If your stop loss is not yet this one cleared, then place your stop loss here, get it to this zone. You hold if you want and wait for the target. Since I have exited, I don't want to tell everyone to hold on to the trade. But for me, trailing stop loss, their little calculation mishap happened. Nothing to be done. Okay, very good trade whatsoever. Now this is the next zone. At the zone, how market reacts is important. I expect market to reach this zone. So if it comes to this zone, be a bit careful. All right, traders, thank you for participating. I hope you guys had a good time. All right, good night. Take care. Bye-bye. Before closing the live stream, please like the live stream. Okay. All right, traders, good day. Bye-bye. You're welcome, Ventesh sir. You're welcome. All right, traders. Bye.